Ariel Helwani in Dallas for UFC 185 alongside Rafael dos Anjos, who meets Anthony Pettis for the UFC lightweight title this Saturday, live on pay-per-view. Rafael, thank you for the time. You know, I was just thinking about this morning. When you first started your UFC career, you were 0-2 in the UFC, right? You started 4-4 inside the octagon afterwards. It seems almost still amazing to me that you're in this position. You've won 8 of your last 9. You've beaten some of the best. But was there a point where you thought, you know what, I'm just going to be one of those sort of mid-tier guys and never really get an opportunity like this, considering how you started?
Yeah, everything I did in my life that I commit to do, I try to be the best. And once I signed with UFC, so I started 2-0. You know, I started like 2 losses, and my first win in UFC was here on the same arena 6 years ago.
Wow.
And so here I am fighting for the title 6 years later. And man, but I'm just trying to be the best in everything I do. Once I come to help Frankie Edgar fight against Gray Maynard, and then I saw how the guys training here. Say, man, I have to move. If I want to be champion, I need to make changes on my life. And then that's why I moved to USA, California, and I've been training here for 3 years and been getting good results.
So was that the turning point for you, training with Frankie, being around a champion and seeing what it takes to be the best?
Yeah, it was really important for me, like get a little bit of his experience, see the way that he training, and so see the whole team working. And unfortunately, I didn't have this in Brazil. Say, man, I have to move, I have to make change. I got back home, talked to my wife, and then we made change.
Do you think if that doesn't happen, you're not here today fighting for the belt?
Yeah, probably.
Wow. That's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just one little thing happens and your whole life is different.
Yeah, I was there with Frankie for 3 weeks, and man, it was like one of the amazing things of my life, you know. Stay with him, around him, see the way that he training. Then, man, after that, say I have to make change.
And you didn't have a lot of, downtime since your fight against Nate Diaz, because you fought in December, you came right back. Did you like that? Did you like getting right back in there, or would you have preferred a little more time to prepare for the biggest fight of your life?
No, man. I think God's make everything perfect. It makes on time, you know. On the last 11 months, it's gonna be my 5th fight, and man, I'm in shape. You know, I'm active, and I think this is gonna make the difference on this fight.
You know, the end of that Nate Diaz fight was very symbolic, because you kind of just like brushed him aside. You took his legs and you said, okay, I'm done with you. It showed a lot of confidence, I thought. You seem very confident right now, the way you handle yourself, the way you fight. Where is this confidence coming from?
I think it comes from my hard work, you know, everything that I did my whole life to be on this point. I feel that God has been preparing my whole life, you know, my mind, my spirit, my body, physically, mentally, for this day, you know, for Saturday night. And I have no doubt they're gonna walk on the octagon with my belt.
And it seems like you have a very good situation back home. I loved seeing your family on the Embedded series. You seem very close with your family, in particular your son. You know, what's it like for him seeing his father in this position? Does he understand the magnitude of this all?
He does. And once we moved here 3 years ago, I told them, if one day I fight for the title, I'm going to take you guys for the fight, because they never been, just my wife. And then the kids coming, they're going to be at the arena, and it's going to be such an amazing experience to have them there, and they see their dad win the belt.
So the first time they're watching you live is when you fight for the belt?
The first time. That was my promise. When we move, I say, if one day I fight for the title, I'm going to take you guys, and then I'm going to do it.
Does it make you a little anxious having them here? Does it make you, a little more comfortable? How do you feel about that? Because that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, man. It's like, it's one more fight, you know. I take this fight not as it's the most important fight of my life, but I'm not carrying extra pressure. It's going to be amazing having my kids watching me, and I'm not going to let nobody hurt me on the front of my kids, you know.
Yeah. You know, other than that one Clay Guida fight, Anthony has looked amazing in the UFC, virtually unbeatable. What are the biggest holes in his game, in your opinion?
Man, I just think he's not unbeatable. You know, he's a great champion. He does things like for some fighters almost impossible to do. But I think, man, I'm a better fighter. I have more experience than he does, and I've been fighting more. And then this is gonna make the difference on Saturday night.
Have you prepared for those crazy tricks and things like that he sometimes pulls off?
Yeah, I got good partners to doing like similar things. but for sure he will not have time to do that.
Right. How do you see it unfolding? How do you see yourself winning?
Man, I'm gonna go hard. I'm not gonna get there to try to eat the time. Fight like 20 minutes, 25 minutes holding him. I'm not this kind of fighter. I'm not a wrestler to try to hold him down. I'm gonna go to throw hard, knock him out.
And finally, your teammate Fabricio Verdum just won a title not that long ago. Did he give you any words of wisdom before you left here to try to capture your belt?
Sure, man. Fabricio Verdum and Lyoto Machida, they are good friends of mine. And like they say, it's only one more fight, It's not a big deal. It's a big deal for your life, but don't face it like such a big deal. Go there, do your job, get it done, and bring the belt home.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you. You're welcome.